think that it's been difficult for me to optimally regulate my irritation at times over the last few years. And I'm trying to get that right, to figure out what the right, because a lot of things that have happened have outraged me. And then I'm not exactly sure what emotional tone to take as a consequence of that outrage. And that's a very complicated thing to figure out. And that's been exacerbated, that problem, by the fact that my family and I have been the targets of very conniving and attacks and underground attacks, and that isn't stopping. There's some things I've said that have made people angry, and you think I made them unnecessarily angry and that I was unnecessarily harsh in my tone. They changed my approach because one of the things I decided was that I would try to be equally judicious in my words, but that I would use a calmer and more measured tone. And I don't mean use instrumentally. I mean that I would attempt to make the effort to take as much unnecessary emotion out of the statement as possible. And so I started to do that in some of my more recent videos. I tried to do that before. There is nothing that people like more and need more than to be listened to. And that's partly why the left clamors all the time, says, look, there's all these people who aren't being listened to. It's like, there are a lot of people who aren't being listened to. They're absolutely right. There's no doubt about that. And I've dealt with people who were extraordinarily marginalized, so to speak, in my clinical practice. And some of those people, to straighten out their minds, they need 10,000 hours of listening. Because no one, I know this literally, I've had people in my clinical practice, no one ever listened to them their whole life. And so when they start talking, they're all over the place, they're disorganized, they're hyper emotional. People have been after me for a long time because I've been speaking to disaffected young men. Now, what a terrible thing to do that is. I thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice.
It's making you emotional.
It's very difficult to understand how demoralized people are. And certainly many young men are in that category. And you get these casual insults. It's like these men, they don't know how to make themselves attractive to women who are very picky, and good for them. Women, be picky. That's your gift, man. Demand high standards from your men. Fair enough. But all these men who are alienated, it's like they're lonesome and they don't know what to do, and everyone piles abuse on them. How many people are dying for lack of an encouraging word? And how easy it is to provide that if you're careful. Give credit where credit is due. And to say, you're a net force for good if you want to be. No one's perfect. So people make their mistakes as they stumble uphill.